After the loss to Oregon, Deion Sanders made it clear, if you're going to beat them, this is the year to do it because they're coming. And he's talking about 5-star recruits to Boulder. This weekend, put another big name on the visitor list for Colorado's game against USC. We're going to talk about it in this video. But first, Colorado fans, subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. We love your passion. You've been great. This channel's only about a month old, and we're already at 10K. So hit that subscribe button for me. All right, let's bring on Sam Spiegelman, National Recruiting Analyst. All right, Sam, last week, it was On3's Chad Simmons that broke the news that Ryan Wingo is locked in an official visit to Colorado. This week, our own Jeffrey Lee broke the news that another 5-star receiver is expected to visit this weekend, and that's Cam Coleman. Sam, take me back to Cam Coleman's recruitment a little bit. When he decided, it shocked us all. He made a July 4th decision to go to Texas A&M, but walk me back through that. Who were the main teams involved back in July?
Yeah, Texas A&M was definitely a contender. You have to remember that the Aggies were one of the first teams to ever offer Cam Coleman, who was really a reserve receiver for Central Phoenix City last season. You had the Aggies, but Florida State, Auburn, and really LSU and Clemson were the 4 teams creating the most buzz around the 5-star wide receiver this spring and throughout the offseason as he kind of rose in the rankings and grabbed the nation's attention in the process. When he made the decision for Texas A&M, it did come a little bit out of left field. There was a sense that Florida State and Auburn were both ahead in the race for Cam Coleman, and the Aggies winning out in July, it was certainly one of the biggest recruiting victories of the summer, bar none, but now holding on is going to be the biggest test for the Aggies.
Yeah, it really will be. What do you make of this visit to Colorado, though? Do you put the Buffaloes in the mix for Cam Coleman now? I mean, they weren't before when he made his initial decision, but, a lot has transpired since July.
You're exactly right. A lot has transpired since July, and Colorado football is now a brand that Cam Coleman is familiar with. He sees what Travis Hunter and Deion Sanders are doing on the offensive side of the ball, and believe it or not, Colorado is in the top college football headlines week in and week out. Not to say that Texas A&M and Auburn and Florida State, the other schools that Cam Coleman were high on, weren't. But he's intrigued. Deion Sanders is a head coach that players across the country want to play for. They are obviously maintaining communication, and the interest is continuing to rise into this visit. Like, he made an early commitment to Texas A&M, and he's still going to evaluate all of these options now, including Colorado, before he signs on the dotted line.
Yeah. He won't be the only 5-star wide receiver in town. As I said, last week we broke the news that Ryan Wingo will also be there. He was in Austin 2 weeks ago visiting Texas on an unofficial, the number 24 prospect in the On3 industry rankings. He stayed home this weekend. He was at Missouri's game against Memphis and St. Louis. Sam, we've talked a lot about Ryan Wingo, and for the most part, it's been a 2-team race with Texas and Missouri. Tennessee, there's been some other teams on the fringe, but now Colorado solidly in the mix. What do you make of this upcoming visit to Boulder? Inside scoop lovers, I've got to tell you about something that has changed my fall football season for the better, and that's HelloFresh. I've been trying HelloFresh recently, and I have no idea why I waited so long. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's #1 meal kit in America. Because let's face it, we're busy during the fall season. The routine is work all week, then get home and watch football all weekend. There's no deviation to that plan. And a busy fall schedule doesn't always leave you with time to spare. And with HelloFresh, you don't need to spend all evening in the kitchen to whip up a wholesome meal. With their quick and easy recipes and 15-minute meals, you can get a tasty dinner on the table in less time than it takes to get takeout or delivery, and much cheaper. A new season calls for new meals, and HelloFresh has a fresh fall lineup of delicious dinners and more to choose from. Take your pick from 40 weekly recipes that suit your lifestyle, from veggie to family-friendly to fit and wholesome. This week, I was in the kitchen chefing it up, like I always do. When I get home from work, I don't like to go to the grocery store. I like that HelloFresh has all the ingredients right there. I didn't have to buy way too much and throw out all the extra. And anything I cook is delicious. But I got to tell you, HelloFresh makes it easy and so fast. I don't know if I'll be going back to the grocery store anytime soon. So here's what I got for you guys. Go to HelloFresh.com/50 Josh Newberg and use code 50 Josh Newberg for 50% off plus 15% off the next 2 months. That's HelloFresh.com/50 Josh Newberg. HelloFresh, I have no idea why I waited so long.
I'm really intrigued by it because, like you said, this has largely been a two-team race since the summer. You have the in-state Tigers of Missouri working very hard to not only get Williams-Nwaneri in this 2024 class, but pair it with a second five-star in Ryan Wingo, which would be monumental for the program and Eli Drinkwitz. At the same time, Texas has a ton of momentum with five-star wide receiver Ryan Wingo since the summer, and he returned for a big blowout win against Montana earlier this month. Right now, it feels like Texas and Missouri are neck and neck, but like we're talking about with Cam Coleman, Ryan Wingo has not made a decision yet. He's going to evaluate all of his options, and he's someone that at times has thought that we could see a decision come in December even. That makes it seem that there's enough interest in Colorado that he's going to go out to Boulder and give Deion Sanders a look. He's told On Three's Chad Simmons that he may make a decision earlier than December. I think that as his decision possibly winds down, Texas has put itself in a good spot, but you have to keep an eye out on Colorado as well.
Boy, do you. So we got Cam Coleman coming in. We got Ryan Wingo coming into Colorado for visits. I kind of feel like both of them are searching and evaluating still. Now, of course, Cam Coleman's committed to the Aggies. Maybe put that aside as his leader for now. But Ryan Wingo, he said that he's wide open and his decision isn't coming until December. And these won't be the only five-star recruits that have been on campus in Boulder. Remember, we told you guys about Jordan Seaton, the number 2 offensive tackle in the country. He took an unofficial for the Colorado State game, and he's going to come back for an official visit later this season. And then, of course, Bryce Underwood, the number 1 quarterback, the number 1 player in the 2025 class, was also out there for a visit. We'll see if he makes it back for the USC game, but regardless, this visitor list at Colorado that will be at Colorado this weekend is loaded, and I think there's more to come. So check back with the Inside Scoop all week for the latest developments, and as this visitor list grows, we'll keep you updated. Sam Spiegelman, thank you for dropping by the Inside Scoop.
Thanks for having me, Josh.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that content, be sure to subscribe to the On 3 Recruits channel. We have a new page dedicated only to recruiting. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now.